One of the final pieces to this, and then we'll close the call out after this, is the chargeback mitigation. And like I said, I just had an experience. One of our reps, he actually works here with Agora and worked with the pest control center. I don't know if he's on the call or not, Chris, but he was telling me he got into a situation where there was a chargeback, and he went to fight it, and he had showed that he had done the work, and he wasn't even able to stop it, and PayPal just took the money. And most people lose when it comes to the chargeback. So, Alex, this is a very big deal, especially for some companies and how much money can be at stake. And there's nothing worse than to do the work only to have someone fraudulently or unfairly, do a chargeback on them and how much money can be lost. So could you kind of give us some details about this program, how it works, how important it is, maybe some examples, and why this is so important? Because I'm pretty excited about this part of it.
Absolutely. So, so the chargeback mitigation or chargeback prevention, I also like to call it, essentially gets in the middle of the chargeback process, so that when a customer calls their bank, you get a notification about it. So that you can either square it away with the customers, they can resend the chargeback, but also more likely to give them a refund, so it doesn't become a chargeback that counts against you, because a chargeback against you is really a big black mark, and with payment processors being more and more careful or for lack of a better word, about how many chargebacks that you get, they are very aware of it and shut off people all the time for chargebacks. So what the chargeback prevention service is great for is to keep you on good terms with your merchant provider, so that it can keep your chargebacks lower, as well as make it so that you have cleaner processes, so that you can negotiate better rates and better terms. It's used a lot for e-commerce, because banks make it so easy to do chargebacks. I mean, a lot of them, all you have to do is click a button on a smartphone app. Don't have to provide any documentation, nothing, and they'll put through a chargeback. And then every single time that you get a chargeback, not only do you get a fee, and they take the money out of your account right away, but it's also a black mark on your account.
One thing I wanted to ask is, what's the fees? I see here we have a form we fill out. Does the customer sign up for something and then it's attached to their account, so anytime a chargeback happens, or when a chargeback is taking place? How does this program work? And do they just sign up one time? And then also, what's the type of commissions or the fees involved here?
Sure, absolutely. Depending on the service provider, it's either $40 for a successfully prevented chargeback, and that provider really focuses on disputes, customers who say they weren't satisfied with the product, and the other provider is $35 per successfully prevented chargeback, and that one really focuses on fraud. People who say that the charge never happened or they never authorized it, and so that and that avoids you from having to pay that chargeback fee, as well as it helps you avoid the black mark on your account. And I think there's another question in there too, but if I forgot it, please mention it again.
I think Vince, the other part of it was that he was asking, I guess, what kind of commission? Is there one-time commissions, recurring commissions? I know you said it's about $40. Is there a cost, and then how does the commission side of it work for this program?
Exactly. So basically, you get a commission on that $40. There's a straight cost, and then you get a percentage of the profit on that.
So they just fill this form out, you get in contact with you, and you set the whole thing up for them?
Exactly. Yep. They just fill out the form. We'll reach out. We'll educate them more about the program, and then we just have a simple DocuSign that they fill out to sign up for the program. They can cancel anytime. There's no contract, and then every time that they have a successfully prevented chargeback, you make a commission on it.
And is there a monthly recurring service fee for the program, or is it just they only pay when you guys have successfully prevented one?
They do have a monthly service fee on the program. The cost is $8 a month, and we often just price it at $8 a month, so it's a low cost for them, and it's something that they don't think about canceling, because you can obviously make more money on the alerts. But if you wanted to make money on that, just let us know, and we can increase that monthly fee.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, we definitely discussed that option. I wanted to kind of put out there is that $40 that Alex is talking about is not that much. If anybody out there thinking, well, $40 per prevention, I think the average chargeback fee from the processor that's charged is right in that $30 to $35 range. So if they actually get hit with a chargeback, not only are they losing the money from that chargeback, so let's say it was a $50 transaction, they're losing the $50 and it goes back to the consumer, but then they also are going to get dinged from their merchant account $30 or $35. So a chargeback essentially could cost them a whole lot more than $40. Plus, as Alex mentioned, the big thing is that kind of that black mark on their record. If you have too many marks on your record, you're in jeopardy of losing your account, and then it's even harder to get an account moving forward once you've had one shut off, especially because of chargebacks. And I think that threshold usually needs to be, what is it, Alex, now, about 1% to 2%, or I know it probably depends on the bank and the processor, but what's that chargeback percentage usually range at?
Yeah, so anyone who's having more than 4 chargebacks a month, really this service would be a great fit for, because processors are looking at chargebacks more and more, and they're getting a lot more pressure from Visa and MasterCard to look at chargebacks more and more. Any chargeback that you can prevent will help your business. As far as Visa is concerned, if you're over 75 chargebacks in a month, you need to be below 1% across all of your accounts. And Visa really likes to look at all your accounts as one. So that if you have more than 75 chargebacks on all of your accounts, you need to be less than 1%. And if you have less than 75 chargebacks, it's really up to the processor's discretion, which some processors are 0.5% and some processors are 2 to 3%. And it really depends on the processor that you're with. What also is neat about this program is that it's based upon your descriptor, is how it works. So basically what it says on the customer statement when they have a transaction from you. So you can add as many different products and many different websites, as many different businesses that you have to this one account, and you can catch all the chargebacks for them. And if you ever make any changes or add a new product, all you have to do is let us know that new descriptor, that new customer statement message, and we'll be sure to add that to your account so that you're protected on all those new accounts as well.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you, Alex.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely amazing. If you guys have been around the merchant, if you're new to it, some of this stuff may not mean as much to you. But if you've been around it, the things he's saying and how simple this is between the high risk, the chargeback mitigation, the free equipment, competitive bid, and then also you not having to know everything, not having to go through large amount of training and years to even understand this industry. He handles it all for you. This is just phenomenal. I can't say enough how excited I am. I know a lot of people on this call are excited. Jan, before we end the call, is there anything you would like to add to? Any questions or to add to all this? I know you're out there. You probably have us on mute.
I think Alex did a wonderful job. I think this has been great. I can't think of any right now, but I'm just so excited to have Alex with us and privileged to have him on the call today. I know there's going to be a lot more questions. I mean, people can't ask them right now, but we're thrilled to have you, Alex, and we're going to be doing a lot of business here together.
Awesome.
Yeah, I already have stuff lined up. We just got turned down. I submitted one to Jeremy, what was that, 3 weeks ago, Mike Steiner, and it was a Clover, so we couldn't do it. Jeremy said, I can't do it. So, I mean, I'm going to go back to him tomorrow, and I'm going to do a resubmittal of that one. Plus, we got a pest control company, a very large pest control. I don't know if they're probably processing, I don't know exactly, between 100,000, maybe 200,000 a month. So we have that coming up. I know Jan has a lot. There's a lot of people here that could do a lot with this. Before I got the phone too, Keith, I know you're out there. I know, Keith, you're a busy man. Alex, so are you? Keith, when's a good time before we leave this call? I think you're still out there to talk to Alex. Do you guys want to talk today or this week, or since I have you both on the call right now? Keith, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I would probably suggest next week. I've got a full week this week, unfortunately.
Okay, we'll line something up. Maybe Jeremy, you can help me line that up. Okay, we'll get that lined up.
Yeah.
Alex, do you have any questions for us?
I do not. I look forward to working with you guys more and helping everybody get their commissions higher.
Yeah, and
right.
And one last thing before we go. On the call here, kind of in the background, but I know, Paul, you're out there. And is there anything, is he on the call still? And Paul Davies, is there anything you'd like to add to this?
Hi there. Yes, just one quick thing. I just wanted to let everybody know that we're on the Eastern time zone. So, feel free to send any of those questionnaire forms over to us at any time of the day or night. We'll accept them. It's great. But I just want to let everybody know that, of course, we wouldn't be able to respond to somebody if it was, let's say, 7 p.m. our time. We wouldn't be in the office. So I just wanted to put that out there so everybody knows where we're located.
Thank you for putting that out, Paul. And I'll make sure that I add that too in here on the contact information, your guys' time zone and availability. So
that would be great.
We're working very hard, and Jeremy's working hard, and we're working together. When you go to the back office to add all of the questions, and just a reminder in that back office, if someone's a member, they will not see the training or support tab. Those are only available for the member advisors, and we'll keep adding more and more information. And as we go, if there's anything on that we don't have or a question, and, Jeremy, we recorded this call, we'll be adding a lot of the questions that were asked today and get that added on there. And hopefully we're going to make it where basically you can learn everything from this back office to make this universal. So also when you sign someone up that missed this call, they'll be able to go in here and learn all about it. Paul, just before we go again, I just want to reach out. Paul, we didn't hear much from you today. I know. Thanks for adding in the time frame. But can you guys tell me how it works, Alex and Paul? And Paul, maybe we could hear from you on this one. So if we do have deals, who will they be dealing with the most? Will it be you, Paul, or Alex, or who normally will be? How does that process work on your guys' end? Let's say I submit a deal. Do you guys both answer the call, or how, or one? You guys split them up, or how does that work?
That's a really good question. Do you want me to take that, Alex?
I'll take it, Paul. So basically, Paul is really in charge of our customer intake, so he really works with the new referrals and really helps them understand the program, as well as be able to gather everything so that we can kind of look at the big picture. And then I work very closely with the customers throughout the application process and helping their account get approved. And of course, everyone in our team, which not everyone could be on the call today, helps on both sides. And when you call the 800 number or fill out the form, everyone sees it. So we make sure that it gets taken care of right away. But I wanted Paul to really be on the phone because he's really the one that's in charge of customer intake, and then I'm really in charge of the application process.
So basically, when they're applying, you take care of it, and then once they get approved, then Paul takes over. Is that what you're saying?
No. When they fill out the form on your website, we kind of consider that intake. So that's when we're first working with a business owner. That's the side of the business that Paul's in charge of, and then once we propose a deal to them and they're working through the application, that's the side of the business that I handle the most.
Okay, gotcha. The one last question I do have, which we haven't got in, let's say I get someone signed up and we go through the whole process, they get approved, they get their equipment, but let's say their equipment stops working, they can't process, or they have a problem. Is this 800 number, like, I'm sure you go over that with them, but just kind of give that last piece here, and we'll end on this note. So after someone signed up, emergencies and problems, customer service, how is that handled on your guys' end?
Right. So I always like to say that we're really your first line of defense. So always try to call us first, and we will work with you to try to resolve the issue right away. And if we're not able to help or not able to answer, we always provide you the toll-free number to the payment processor that always supplies 24-hour tech support as well. So use us as your first line of defense. If you're unable to get a hold of us, you will always have a way to contact the processor for support, even in the middle of the night.
For problems, yeah. Because you know as well as I do, Alex, you although we hook them up with you, if I'm the person that sold the deal, they still might call me, hey, Vince, I can't process, you know what I mean? So we need to know who to call, make sure that gets handled. And it would be really good to you guys out there when you do close the deal to make sure they know to call them and get that. So I'm sure you guys go over that with them, because that can't happen. And, things happen in life.
And
breaks. We're the technical world.
Exactly. And if it's retail, we always make sure to put that stuff on the terminal, and we go over that for them on the video.
Okay. So hopefully we did a good job explaining everything to everyone. Jeremy, hope you took notes, and we're going to probably go back over this call, Jeremy. There was a lot of extra stuff covered that even I learned, and I want to make sure we get that into the website, FAQs and all that. So I can't say enough, Paul and Alex. I just really appreciate working with you and the opportunity here. And this has been a headache and a heartache. I had a billionaire at the table, and I lost a deal because it was a high risk thing. So I wish I would have known you back then. Hopefully I go back and get that deal still. Someone else got the deal, and it was a real bummer, and he was going to bring a whole bunch more business too. So this is so important to me and so many people here, and the opportunity, you guys, if you haven't caught it, this is what he's done here, what we're able to do, and for you to make a commission on it, not only to know about him, but where you can also make a commission on it. This is phenomenal. It's just another great suite of products to what we're doing here at Agora, and this is a very foundational product. We stuck it right there at the top of the marketplace, because if people can't process cards, they can't do business and they're just straight cash, right, or checks. And there's some people out there like that, or, if they lose the account. So this is very foundational, and we have the best of the best, like we're always looking for, just the best out there. And Alex, thank you very much. I know we went over today. With that, I'm going to end the call. Jan, is there any final notes you want to say? And then Jeremy, anything there? And we'll just end the call now. We're half hour over, but thank you guys very much. Jan, do you have anything you want to add on a final note?
And I do have one final note, too.
Okay.
Go ahead, Alex.
All right, great. Speaking of the high risk and losing that high risk deal, oftentimes if a business owner is deemed high risk, they're always looking for new merchant accounts because things always happen, processors always change direction. So if you've had anyone that's been declined in the past that you have worked with, it's always good to follow up with them now and keep following up with them because
actually that's what I was going to say. If I was going to say anything, yes, we can always go back, like even on that $1 billion account, Vince, just call and say, hey, how's it going? You know what I mean?
Oh, trust you me.
Like
trust you
Thank
me.
you,
I'm going to
Alex.
be calling him back. It's actually a good friend of mine that works as his right-hand man. So, but we didn't have a solution till you guys, and we were getting turned down all the time. I had another one. I called another one of my guys today, and he had a high-risk thing. He had over 100,000 people ready to sign up, but they were going to be charging like $7,500 out of the gate, and they already had pre-signups and everything. No one wanted to take the account. So then they were talking about doing like a $250,000, $500,000 offshore or some account, in case there were chargebacks to cover it, but no one wanted to grab it. We lost that deal. But I got on the phone today, and so he's going to go back and revisit that, and he's got a couple others. And I don't know, Jim, if you're on the call. He said he may not be able to get on the call because he was picking up from the airport. So he's going to come in also and help out. So we're going to go back a lot of these, and we lost so much money by not having someone like you around, Alex. So this is very exciting, you guys. Hopefully you got the magnitude of what's going on here. This is big beyond belief. Alex, is connected to a lot of big people for a reason. This is a very valuable service, and what he's doing here is groundbreaking and incredible. So with that being said, unless Jeremy got one last thing to end it, we're going to go ahead and end this meeting and go out there and let's go process some cards and go win all the deals you lost. And with the free equipment, get out there and if you're just swiping a card, there's no reason you should be able to win every single account. Look, would you like to save money, get free equipment? It's a no-brainer. If they don't have the EMV card, say, hey, we can get you free equipment. You're going to be able, this is going to be a very easy thing for you to do because of all of the ground that he's covered and all the things that he's offering. Jeremy, you have anything to add?
Yeah, you got, between you, Jan, and Alex, you guys pretty much took the words out of my mouth, but that was what I kind of wanted to end the call with, was just to everybody out there who's been hesitant about about talking to merchants because you're not sure if we'll be able to approve it and you don't want to embarrass yourself or waste your time or any of those weird feelings that you've ever had before in the past about merchant processing, or you just like, well, I don't know enough about it yet to talk to them. You don't have to worry about it now. Alex and Paul and their team, they're going to take care of it. Just fill out the form. They'll take over, and I love it. I've been doing this a while myself. I'm not trying to speak highly on myself, but I've always been very kind of attached personally to helping all you guys with the merchant accounts, and I kind of keep it close to the vest. And I feel completely confident with just letting go of that and letting Alex handle it because I know they're going to take care of it, and they're going to make this happen for us. So, as we've all said, go out there, talk to people, revisit, feel confident. We have every reason to feel confident with having Alex and Paul behind us.
And one thing you guys might not realize is Agora was birthed on merchant services. And we already have thousands of clients in Agora. And that's why I came in originally in Jan and a lot of people because of the EMV. So we're already processing, but we ran across a lot of these problems here. So some of the merchants at that time were only taking, non-risk things. So, but for the sales rep, it was really hard to make a living or move forward because a lot of the stuff that we were bringing was getting turned down, and the processor just wanted the easy stuff, no risk. But for a sales rep, it was hard. You get burnt out if you bring a billionaire to the table or you bring an MLM and you get turned down, then it makes you not want to do it. So we're answering every single question, problem. We don't want there to be any reason why you can't close an account. If it's the $14, look, we'll waive it. We'll do whatever we can. I'm a salesperson. I love selling. I love closing deals. We're a can-do company. The people on the phone here, you guys are the best of the best. We have some of the most awesome sales reps, and we're bringing in even more. And there's nothing better to have to have a company behind you, to have the product behind you, to have great product, have answers, so you have enough tools in your tool bag to close the deal. Because it's a real bummer when you're out there selling and you're in the trenches and you don't have the support and you're trying to close something in the upper management because maybe their family's fine, so they don't need to sell. They don't work really hard to help you close that deal where you might need to sell. And I know there's people on this call that need to sell, want a residual income. So we're here to help you close every single deal you get your hands on. If we can close it, man, we're going to work very hard. And that's why I really love about his company. He works really hard. So with that being said, guys, it's 4:30. We went over. We don't normally go over, but this is that important. Thank you very much, Alex. And then, like I said, Keith, we'll get you guys together next week. And everyone have a great day, and let's go process. I've been on the phone. Jan's been on the phone. We're reactivating all these old people. I'll be calling my friend Robert up, and this is a very exciting time. So with that being said, you guys have a great day.